Hi, welcome to Todd's Tips. I'm Todd Barsness of Full-Time Voiceover Talent, and Todd's Tips is a feature of VO Marketing Pro. Now, if you'd like more information about VO Marketing Pro or anything else related to voiceover, just visit our Facebook page, website, or contact us via email. The links are located here. Yeah, what we have been doing now for, 10, 12 weeks is we've been talking about do's and don'ts, things that I do and things that I don't do. And as we always do, we have these caveats that Demand puts here so that you don't feel pressure to do business just exactly like I do business. But yet there are things to think about and to kind of get you, the juices moving, and probably a fair amount of them are things that you're going to need to make a decision about one way or the other. And so I provide some do's and don'ts, and the caveats are there. And now, besides all of these other caveats that Demand puts on the screen, I'm going to give you two other caveats for the don't. And the don't is this: I don't use voiceover coaches. I don't use voiceover coaches, and I never have. So the two other caveats, besides all the other ones, are this. First, of course, I watch and I listen and I learn from coaches. Namely, I have the #1 rated voiceover coach for voices.com, Bill DeWees. And I've been following him for 12 years or so and learned a lot from Bill. And I learn a lot from a lot of people, but I've never hired them specifically as a coach in the traditional way. In other words, hiring coaches one-on-one and paying them for marketing strategies or for performance strategies or customer-centric strategies. I haven't ever needed to. And maybe I'm an anomaly. Maybe I learned differently. Maybe I'd be a lot better and make a lot more money if I did hire a coach. I know it would be helpful in some ways. It always is helpful to have somebody. You'll talk to me. Mom will talk to me. Andy, my assistant, will talk to me. The other boys will talk to me. When I had Phil as an editor and an assistant, another employee that's gone on to other things, I would talk to him about things, and he'd give me suggestions on lots of things. And so you can learn from anybody, and I do. But I haven't ever hired a coach specifically, with the exception of one coach who did a short gig review of my Fiverr gig account, for Jonathan. Sure. Yeah. Second, just because I haven't, and this is another caveat, just because I haven't and don't hire coaches doesn't mean you shouldn't. You do you. Do what's best for you. But here's a couple of things to think about. Don't just hire a coach because everyone else does. Figure out what your weaknesses are. If you are thinking of hiring a coach, think about what your weaknesses are, and listen, if you can't figure it out, then hire a coach. So in other words, don't just hire a coach because everybody else is, and don't just hire a coach because you have a weakness. See if you can figure that out and do it yourself. If it's taking you a long time or you're getting frustrated, that's where maybe you get somebody else involved. Second of all, ask the coach, and we talk about this a lot, and it is a pet peeve of mine, and I'm going to say it's a pet peeve. And so I say, ask the coach, what do you make currently in just voiceover? Not voiceover in coaching, voiceover in demo production, voiceover in this and that. Voiceover alone. What do you make in voiceover alone? What will you make total in voiceover alone in 2022? What's your projected 2022 income? Make the coach tell you what their money, the money that they make. Because you also want to, not only with that, you also want to make sure that they're an expert in the area that you're weak in. You don't want to hire somebody that's having the same problems you are. You know what I mean? And that's one of the reasons we ask about money. Because if they're making money in voiceover alone, there's probably a fair amount of strength that they have in their business and marketing and such that they can help you with.
And not that you're the standard, but you don't do any coaching. Once again, you don't make any money from VOMP, VO Marketing Pro.
Yep.
I don't pay you anything. I probably should, but I don't pay you anything to help me out and stuff like that. So and you don't demo produce, you don't do some sort of marketing scheme. I guess VOMP is somewhat of a marketing scheme, but you don't. Your $300,000+ that you make on voiceover is just voiceover. That's just voiceover.
Correct.
So,
and a lot of it is direct email marketing.
Yeah, and I'm not saying that other people can't coach. I'm not saying that, well, because you don't make $300,000, you're not a good coach or whatever. That's not the truth. But you give your numbers and you still don't get paid for it. So anyway, not that I also give my numbers and I definitely don't get paid to do that.
Oh, you're so self-deprecating.
I am. I try to be. But anyway, for me, that's something that I've been looking out for too. Obviously, I have one of the best coaches in you who's proven that you can make money on just voiceover. So following your footsteps the best I can. Things have obviously changed since you started. There's more people in the business, and it seems like maybe there's still a lot of work out there, but there's more people chewing up that work. So anyway.
Yeah, the economy can be a little something, and the global instability.
That's something you've taught me to watch out for is somebody who is coaching, but how much are they making in just voiceover? Because if I'm watching them for my voiceover stuff, they better be, the proof better be in the pudding.
Yeah.
So that I'm not just throwing it out to some scammer.
Yeah,
which is possible. I'm not saying everybody is, once again, but it's good to put your coach through their paces.
Yeah. So I don't use VO coaches. I just don't. But I don't expect you to not use them. All I want to do with this tip, kind of the behind the scenes, what I want is for you just to slow down and don't just hire a coach because everybody hires a coach. And then just a few little caveats to make sure that you hire the right coach. So again, you might have a different viewpoint. Fine. I know a lot of people do, but that's my viewpoint.
Did you sprinkle in a little bit of Todd's tough love there?
Maybe just a little, yeah.
A little hint of it.
It's been a while. Thanks a lot for joining me for Todd's Tips. And if you'd like more information about VO Marketing Pro or anything else related to VO, the links are listed here.